Hey, what's going on, fight fans? Hey, this is Coach D, the Wild Man, coming at you again with another episode of Coach D Media. Now, you know I do with Coach D Media. I talk about all things combat sports related, from the highs to the lows. All right, let's go ahead and get back into it. Today, I'm going to have an uncomfortable conversation. I know that's hard to say because I'm Coach D, and I normally don't mind shitting on somebody. But this is kind of different because this is an actual good friend of mine, a good dude, a dude I care a whole bunch about. I follow his career. We have a lot of moments together, and that's Bryan Battle, right? He recently got cut from the UFC for missing weight back to back, right? It's I can't stand when fighters miss weight because that's literally part of their job. That's one of the key factors in fighting in a weight division. You have to make the weight of the division in order for the fight to happen. So if you miss weight by a pound or two, right, the fighter can choose, your opponent can choose to take the fight or not take the fight. You lose 20%, 30% on your purse. According to Bryan Battle, the last time he missed weight, he lost like 30%. He said it stung a little bit, but the fight went on. He won. Good for him, right? This time, a little too much. The fight got dropped, so he got dropped, right? So now he's out of the UFC. He was making a run. He was on his way to getting into the top 15 if he wasn't already there. He was becoming a popular fighter. He was doing the media tours. He was on key podcasts like with Rampage Jackson, some of the other ones, right? He was on key podcasts. So his brand was growing. He was on the cuff of being a star. He was a star, but being a good star coming out of North Carolina. That's saying something. That's saying something. I think North Carolina, South Carolina, right? That's saying a lot from a hometown boy making good on his word. He told me in in the hotel room when I first met him, and we had a fight out. He had a fight out warfare. He told me he would be in the UFC. He told me that he's gonna be in the UFC when I met him. I said, win your fight first, then we talk. He won his fight, we talked, and now he's in the UFC. That's that's a documentary. That's a movie in itself. Then he made a go of it. He was doing good. He was fighting the right fight, and he was winning, right? France was crazy. He had to turn himself into quote unquote the bad guy, but it turned out good for him. He started getting a whole lot of press. Things started turning around. So he was on his way to being a good star in the UFC. So it stings a little bit to see that him missing weight cost him great opportunities, right? So we're gonna see what happens next. Maybe he get back to the UFC. Maybe he doesn't. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. But that's the nature of the business. We take so much for granted, right? When it comes to this fight game. Now, those who don't know, you know, Bryan Battle starting off with a fat body, right? He was fat. He was over 2, right? When he first got started, and he cut all this weight to get in tip top shape and make the run that he did. So he has so many areas of success that he could talk about, from how he lost all that weight to getting in great shape to being a good fighter to doing well on the local scene, on the amateur scene, to go pro, to get to the UFC. All these things, contender series, all his matchups. He has a lot to be thankful for. He has a lot to be proud of. Okay? But like I said, his weight has always been a struggle, which I understand. How that could be a problem. But not at this level when you have so many opportunities for it to not happen. You can hire coaches. You can get in the rooms with dietitians. There's a lot you can do to where you don't have to miss weight. Now the stress of the UFC ain't no joke, right? The stress can get you. The stress can effing get you, especially under the pressure of Dana White to succeed, to get knockouts, to win, to get the fans involved, to get highlight moments, to get get win bonuses, which he did get one. I think he got one. You know, it gets crazy. It gets crazy. So I can't I can't shit on him like I would normally, because I understand too much. I'm too close to him, right? But this is the business that I got to talk about. I can't let this slide. He messed up. Missing weight is a no-no on this level. And back to back is, look what happens on back to back. When you get back to back, you get effing cut, especially if you cause a fight to drop. See what I'm saying? So bottom line, he effed up, plain and simple, right? Plain and simple, he effed up. Now it could have been a whole bunch of things to why he missed weight, but people don't care, right? It could have been, he could have been sick. It could have been an injury. It could have been a thousand legit things to him missing weight. But the fans don't care, and this is a business. Dana White don't care. The UFC don't care, right? You cost them money, so you got to go, right? Sad part about the business. So just found out he just now got picked up by Dirty Boxing Championships, a new promotion on the scene with Mike Perry and John Jones are partners in it. You're right. Basically, it's boxing dirty with gloves, right? It's not bare knuckle. You got MMA gloves, and it's still boxing stand up. I think you gotta, you get to do certain kind of moves like Superman punches and spinning back fists and things like that. They add a couple little twists to it to make it something good. It seems pretty nichey, but hey, right now there is, from what it looks, the pay structure looks, decent, right? If you're on the lower card, I think anywhere from 5K to 30K pay, fighter pay, if I read that correctly. As you get up there, if you have a good media following or you're a star coming from a major promotion like PFL or UFC, you probably can get more, maybe six figures even. I'm reading this on Google. So once again, you know how that go, right? But I think their business model is around fight bonuses, right? Your job is to fight your heart out and win that fight bonus, right? I think the fight bonus is like 65K or something like that. So it's based around performance. You fight hard, win that win bonus, you make money, right? You may not make money on your fighter pay a lot, but if you get that win bonus, it adds up pretty quickly. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, right? So I think they're on their second card, right? I saw the first one on YouTube. Like I said, it's kind of nichey, right? But if the money's good, the money's good. But now Bryan Battle has to battle his way back, to getting where he needs to go because he got a family, he got kids, right? Choosing the fight game as your livelihood is tricky. It's tricky. It ain't like it's a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Where you just clock in and clock out. No, if you ain't fighting, you ain't getting paid, right? Especially getting cut at arguably one of the highest paid promotions around. That's gonna hurt because now you got to find that level of money in other promotions. So hopefully, Dirty Boxing can do it. You know what I'm saying? So where he can afford to take care of his family, he don't get injured. Because it's primarily striking. No, don't get me wrong. Battle, Bryan Battle can bang now, so it ain't like he's in completely over his head, right? He can throw down, right? But it's like I said, it's tricky. It's tricky because it's a brand new promotion. Everything sounds good on the front end. You can negotiate a lot in the front end, going, yeah, blah 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 blah. But now they got to deliver on all this. If you're supposed to get this kind of pay, do you get that pay? So all these questions are about to come up, right? And I ain't gonna lie, saying that I'm not kind of mad at Bryan Battle as a man to man. Making weight is your job, man. So that's why I'm kind of frustrated. Because if we were in the room together, I have to give him the business as an older guy to a younger guy. I go, guys, you got too much to lose to not make weight when you know how to make weight and you have coaches. I'm a coach. I'm a nutritional coach, a personal trainer. I understand how to get the body to weight. You know what I'm saying? A phone call could have solved problems, right? But that's the nature of American mentality. We think we can do it on our own. We think we can just stay in our spaces. We don't need help from anybody. We get kind of single minded sometimes, and we don't realize you got a support system that you can lean on to help you solve your problems, right? But he didn't do that. So now out of the UFC, heading into Dirty Boxing Championships, right? It looks like it's kind of back decent. So we'll see if it gets the job done, right? So he can take care of his family and maybe find his way back to the UFC, which I hope he does. He was on that cuff of being that guy, right? He was getting very very popular. He was right there. So that's the stinging part. He was right there, man. So but it is what it is, fight fans. It is what it mother effing is. Hey, welcome to the game we in, man. The fight game ain't for the weak, right? One step in the wrong direction, it could be a problem, right? Look at Sean Strickland and all the crap he's saying. Now I think he's on the shelf for running his mouth too much. They benched his ass, for saying the wrong stuff, man. With these new UFC and that new contract they got with Paramount, maybe they got rules they can't be breaking. You just can't be free with your lip no more, especially to those communities that fight back hard and shut stuff down. Because some of those people who in those communities are at some of the highest levels, right? So when you disrespect them, they got their hand on the button to shut shit down. You know what I'm saying? So, it's about to get interesting going in 2026. It really effing is. But hey, it is what it is, right? Bryan Battle, keep your chin up, man. I know you're a tough dude. You can get up, you can get past all this because, yep, it stings that I got to go on here and talk about you because I hate when people miss weight. So you're getting it. I cut you some slack a little bit now, right? Because you're a family man. I know your family. I know everybody, right? So I'm cutting you a slight slack, but I'm effing pissed you missed weight twice. Twice. Right? So now you got to make daggone adjustments. Hopefully you can do it with dirty boxing. You effing better do it. You better do it. Right? Right? If you were around the corner, I'd be coming to see you. Luckily, you're an hour and a half away. I got crap to do. You lucky I can't get in the car. Right? Because we'll have those conversations. Many times we don't talk. Many times I don't give you plenty of good press to do what you gotta do. You in the gamma space with Willow and all them. So I got a lot of feeling for you, man. Now look what I gotta do. I gotta shit on you. Happy? Alright, it is what it is. It's Coach D. Doing what I'm doing, calling it like I see it. If you hear from me again, peace out.